Hey everybody, Elisa Campbell here. So today I'm doing a little how-to video because a couple weeks ago I looked up online and on YouTube on how to install mesh pool fencing into the ground, and all I could find was how to install it into concrete. In order to install it in concrete, you need like a special tool to drill specific size holes into the concrete for these little plastic sleeves to go in, and it was unhelpful because we don't have concrete, we have dirt. So luckily I have an amazing man who knows what he's doing, and so we figured it out. So I just wanted to post this video, show you guys what we did and explain how we did it. So I'm going to show you the pool fencing that is up now, and then I'll explain how we went through the process of getting it up. So this is one end of the pool fencing. Luckily our pool, as you can see, is in the corner kind of the yard. So it's easy to know that we don't need a fence going all the way around it. We wanted a little space. We have this nice little concrete patio here, and then over here we're going to remove the rocks and put in fake grass or astroturf or whatever you want to call it. So we have a nice little grassy area over here. So anyways, back to the pool. So what we did is we got these screws and washers to hold it in place at the top, and then down there at the bottom. We got the pool fencing used because it is super expensive, and we are totally not spending that much money on pool fencing, but safety is very important to us. We have a 3-year-old who will not stay away from the pool, so this was a must. And so we got a really good deal on the pool fencing. So let me explain how this works. So I had to look this up in like so many different ways. It was so frustrating, which is why I'm doing this video, so that it's a one-stop shop for information about this. So this is where 2 of the panels connect, and usually the panels come in different sizes, but usually they come in a 12-foot panel. So from this first pole on your right all the way down here, that's a 12 feet of pool fencing, one panel. As you can see, it has 6 poles, 5 panels, and like I was showing you over there where the screws go in to the wall, it has this piece here that we turned, like this one here, to go straight into the wall. So you don't need, you can use any, one of the panels. They're all the same, interchangeable. So this is how they connect each panel. And so there's another, safety purposes, I'll explain what this is in a minute. So yeah, as you can see, pool fencing is in the ground. It was a success. So this is another panel, and you can turn it however you want. We decided to make a straight line here and then go diagonally over here. So this is where another panel meets here. And you can make the panels pretty much any length that you want. You can use what you need. So this one that starts here is a regular, panel size like all the other ones. And then from there we go to a bigger panel size, so we could have a makeshift gate. And then what we did for that was we took this here, we just cut it to make a smaller panel for a gate, and then we folded it back, and I'll explain how we did that. It was super easy. But the most important thing that we learned while doing this was that we couldn't put the sleeves, these little plastic things that the poles go into, which we actually had to buy because the person we bought the pool fencing from, these were in their concrete and they couldn't get them out in their backyard. So we had to buy these ourselves. What we did is we just contacted the manufacturer who makes the pool fencing and got them much cheaper than I found them on Amazon for. So that's a good little tip too. So what we did is everywhere you see a pole, we measured out where every pole would go, and they're all the same because the panels are the same length and each pole is the same length, same distance length from the other ones. So that was easy. And so what we did was we bought, I don't know how many bags of concrete, and I don't know how many bags of concrete you'll need for yours, depending on how big it is. But I think we bought like 9 bags of concrete or something. And I think we could have gotten less and made smaller holes, but just to be on the safe side and make sure that the concrete was sturdy, we did decent size deep holes so that we made sure the concrete was very sturdy. So we dug the holes out first. We put a line, like a string down with other poles to like make sure our lines are straight. Then we filled the holes. So we dug all the holes first, like all around the yard, just like a bunch of holes. And then we put the concrete in each of the holes. And then while the concrete was still like pliable and able to manipulate, we actually stuck the pegs in versus waiting until the concrete was dry and having to get this machine or tool to drill holes into it. We just slid the pegs right into the wet concrete, waited for them to dry, and then stuck the poles in. And so we did a panel by panel. So we did the first panel over here first, just to make sure that our measurements were correct. We put the pegs in the right places. It turned out great, and so we continued to do the rest. And it all dried. All the pegs are great, or the sleeves, as they call them, in their little concrete beds. And then we were debating on, looking up gates and like the gates that automatically close, like you open them and they close, like when you go to like a public pool or a pool at a hotel or something and you open the door and I forget what it's called. But that was super expensive just for the gate alone. And so we decided, since I was showing you before this little contraption here, that this, is perfectly fine to use as a gate opener or gate lock. And so, as I was saying before, on the other side, I was messing with this little thing here, and that actually locks this in place so that if your kid, so you have to pull these together to open it, and then this goes like this. And with that little metal washer, don't know what it's called, my man does, I have no idea, you can't open it, it won't go through with that there. So that's a little extra safety precaution. Plus we put it on the opposite side, on the inside, to make it harder. So what you do is you just push this, roll it back so it's out of the way, and then push these together with your hand, and then you can close these and they go right through, and then this is left hanging there, and then you can open this, comes right out, pulls right out if you lift it up, And then we go like that, and we have access to the pool. So the last thing I'm going to show you is just what we did here to make this longer so it would go over our pathway, because we found that the length between each pole on there was not long enough to go over the walkway. So we did a little makeshift here. And what we did is we took a smaller panel. We had a panel of 4 of these, and 4 of the poles, right, with the panels in them, and then with the mesh in them, and then we just cut it, actually, we just cut the mesh down, and then folded it back so it would look, you know, not as horrible. It doesn't look beautiful, but it works. And then we took these screws out. This little piece comes off, and then we folded this back and then just screwed it back on so that it's the size that we need it to be. And that is pretty much the gist of it. And then they're tight. They're tight, so because you want to make sure they're tight so that they stand, because I mean it'll stand on its own like that, but then to really commit and get them to stay together, they have these. So you can literally put your pool fencing anywhere around your pool and make it fit your needs. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're going through what I was going through and not knowing how to do this, maybe you don't have an amazing guy who knows exactly what to do. And I was kind of skeptical about the whole concrete situation. It made me nervous, but I went with it, and I'm glad I did, because the end product I'm very happy with. So yeah, if this is helpful, like my video, hit subscribe. Maybe I'll have some more helpful how-to things in the future. It's not really my forte or my niche here on YouTube, but you never know. So I will see you guys all soon. Hope everybody's doing well.